Hi guys, so welcome to the tutorial for blocking. So this is mainly for sort of flat crochet pieces that you want to kind of keep their shape and things. So it is quite an important thing to do, especially for kind of garments and things that you're going to be wearing to make sure that you get the right fit. So blocking helps kind of relax the fibres and helps you make sure that the piece is going to keep its shape. So you can get wooden blocking boards and things, or you can get, this is what I've got. So these are kind of EVA foam mats. They have a nice helpful grid on them as well, so that if you've got squares you can make sure that they're fitting into the right size. It comes with these sort of white-headed pins as well, and you can get combs for larger pieces. So there's 9 of these blocks in total. I've got 4 here on an old coffee table, so we're here in the craft room. So there's a Sparrow the Dragon tail and some cat's tails and things. This is my barely organised craft room. So the other thing you need is a basin with some lukewarm water and then a wool safe detergent. So it depends a bit on what fibre you've used. But for anything that's delicate, and especially anything wool or acrylic, I use Woolite. I like it and say it's just it's ideal. You can use it in the washing machine as well, but it's really kind to sort of wool and natural fibres and things. So that's been my preference. Same for all my knitted, my cat's leg warmers and things that I've knitted over the years. This is what I use. So you want some lukewarm water. And you want to put just a tiny drop of your detergent in, so I'm just going to do that just now. So I forgot to hit record again when I was blocking, so I'm just going to kind of explain briefly what I've done. So after adding the woolite to the water, you just want to submerge the crochet pieces in that water. Give them a couple of minutes just to soak, make sure that they're well kind of saturated, and then you want to take them out and squeeze as much water out as possible. Do not wring, don't twist it or wring it out, just squeeze it gently. For small pieces, just squeezing your hand until you get as much water out as you can, and just remember not to twist or wring, just squeeze. For larger pieces, what I recommend is getting a clean towel, laying the piece out on the towel, rolling it up and squeezing as you go, and then the towel will absorb the water. And again, you just roll and squeeze and roll and squeeze and get as much water out as you possibly can. Once you've done that, then you can lay the piece out on the blocking mat or blocking board, and use the pins to pin it in place. And the advantage of the mats is that you have a grid, so you can make sure that you're staying within the right size and things like that, so it's quite a useful thing. But the key thing to remember is to squeeze the water out, but don't wring and twist, because you will distort the shape, and you can do quite a bit of damage to the piece that way. So squeeze gently, and just get the water out. And for larger pieces, absolutely just roll up in a towel, roll, squeeze, roll, squeeze. And you can do that a couple of times until you've got as much water out as you can. So that's how you do the wet blocking. I'm sorry the footage didn't get recorded, it got lost. So I thought I would just kind of explain it here for you. Okay. Right. Turns out I forgot to hit record. So I've basically placed the granny square on, lined it up with the grid, and then I will start 4 corners, pin them in place, and then middle of each side, and then any more, just to make sure it's fitting into the shape that you want it to be. Now we just let that dry for a day or two, and that should be all good. So this is just the wet blocking method, pretty straightforward to do. Definitely worth it, especially for things like granny square blankets, or if you're making garments. It's quite important for making sure that the fit is what it's supposed to be. So definitely a good technique And I say the blocking boards and the pins, I think I got it for maybe about £20 on Amazon. So you don't have to invest a massive amount of money into these things. Even if you've got, you know, like an old kind of cork pin board or something, and then you could cover that with some fabric or a towel and use sewing pins. You know, that would work as well. You just need a space where you can lay it out flat, pin it down, and then let it dry. That's all you need to block. So you don't have to go out and spend a fortune on the boards or on these if you don't want to. There's ways, but that's one technique. So hopefully that's helpful for you, and I will see you all next time. Bye.